17 multiple choice questions, 6 mark optimization question. Okay?
Choices of the whole.
Yeah, I'm going to outline it here. Okay? All right. So that is the Wednesday test. Let's outline the multiple choice. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. You want me to count them and tell you how many of each section? 4 limits questions. See, Vina, if you show up to class, then you would get a Timbit as Miss Pushka walks into the room and hands everybody a Timbit. We're going to pause and eat our Timbits now. We'll come back. Okay, Vina, we're back. We finished our Timbits. All right. 4 limits questions. So you can guess the type of questions that are going to be on limits. There's probably going to be a graph, right? Some simple solving. Yeah, there's only 4 of them. The multiple choice isn't going to be complicated. All the long stuff I'll just throw in the short answer. Okay. So 4 limits on questions or under our limits. 4 questions on limits. Did I say 4 limits on questions?
Yeah.
That's good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 derivative questions. So your usual product, quotient, first derivative, second derivative, etc. Trig derivatives. Oh, for limits, know your trig stuff too. I'll give you the formulas. Okay. There could be a graph in derivatives. Possible graphs. Like the classic is like if you have a graph, like if you have this graph, wow. Say I have this. I say that's 1. And I say, what's f prime of 1? And this is f of x. You would say 0, right? Because what does the derivative tell you? It tells you the slope of the tangent line, right? And at the vertex, it is 0. So f prime of 1 would be 0. That's sort of the classic, right? Okay, so derivatives. And then there's curve sketching, chapter 3, of which there's like 1 question. Yeah. So I guess 2 questions. These kind of blend together, these questions. So 2 curve sketching questions, which are like, what are the critical numbers? How do you find critical numbers? Yeah, so f prime of x is equal to 0 or undefined. Concavity. So that's where the second derivative is equal to 0 or undefined. What do we call those? Yeah, PPOIs, or possible points of inflection, or just points of inflection. Yeah. In the multiple choice, I'm not going to ask you any crazy stuff on curve sketching because I can save all that for a curve sketching question, right?
How many are we gonna have?
Just a couple. Just sort of basic. Do you understand how to figure out concavity? Do you understand how to find the critical numbers or the maxes and the mins, etc.? Nothing crazy.
Bless you.
That was Isabella. You're YouTube famous now. All right. All right. Then there's integrals, basic integrals, log derivatives, symmetry. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 questions.
I have no idea what this is. Oh, one question. Is there there gonna be graphs with
Graphs with E? Like, what do you mean graphs with E?
like each is something? Like
Yeah, I know. I understand that, but what do you mean about graph? Like,
But we've never done that.
I'm asking you to sketch a graph with E?
Something like that. But you never taught us that, did you?
I taught you curve sketching. I taught you the
Not with
derivatives of E.
Not with an E. Did we learn it? This is how you apply. Okay, guys, let's
He was always giving ideas.
Okay, okay, thank you.
She's the one that's giving ideas.
All right. So basic integrals, like, I don't know, simple stuff like this. I'm not going to give you the complex stuff, right? What do you do with that? Yeah. Oh, it's 2. Huh. So you'd flip it up, right? And then you
Add one.
and then remember to put on a plus C, right? Okay. So basic stuff, basic integrals, and then like I could give you graphs and say, I don't know. Well, the simple one is like this, a sine graph. Remember, this was on your test, I think. If I call that A, and B, we'll just make it nice and easy. And I said, what's the integral from A to B of f of x? It's 0, right? Because that's positive, but this is negative, so they cancel, right? So there's just all this symmetry. Remember that stuff? Okay. So that's all the sort of multiple choice. Oh, and then there's the optimization question. And then optimization. So that's out of 6. So the total for the first day is 17 plus 6, which is 23. And then you all ace it, and you go home, and you're happy campers. You get a good night's sleep, and you eat a good dinner. You wake up, and you have a good breakfast, and you come back the next day, and we're all excited to write the short answer, right?
So one multiple choice question is worth 6.
It's not really a multiple choice because you have to show all your work.
Oh, we have to
Like-
show our work?
Yeah.
Because I thought it was multiple choice. No, I'm not talking about optimization. That's
Yeah,
the whole
I was gonna put it in the short answer, but then I'm like, there's too much in the short answer,
But
and so I'm just moving it to that.
yeah, that's what I was asking.
That's all Wednesday. This, what we just did, this is Wednesday. Okay. Now for Thursday. I feel like Thursday should be in pink. Thursday. So then you come back to the joyful, happy room that is 3143 in Royal Bay Secondary School, 3rd floor, Southway. All ready to write your short answer. Okay.
They're not gonna be short answers.
Okay, long answer. Written. How's that? Written answer. There will be a limit question. That's supposed to be a 1. A limit question worth, I'm going to say 3 marks. Okay, so it's going to be probably one of those limit questions where you combine a few of the different types of limits. You know how on some of the old exams it would have like a fractional one plus a trig one sort of combined into one? It's going to be something like that.
Wait, what?
Naomi, this is a
Fractions
All right.
make combined.
Then there's implicit.
By the way,
An implicit derivative worth 3 marks. Just one. Ooh. An acceleration question. Acceleration is what? Yeah, that's f double prime of x, right? Or the dx dt all squared. Well, I give you some sort of function and I say, what's the acceleration at a certain point? Well, I have to give you the function. Yeah, otherwise you're making up the function. All right. Yes. Oh, and then everybody's favorite. Right. I have 3 on here. I think it should be 4. 4-mark question. No, I put it on the first part. Do you want an optimization on this part?
No, go for it.
I mean,
Why not?
Oh, and then there's what is that?
oh, yeah, how many marks per, like, acceleration?
That's just like a 2-mark.
Okay, fine.
Then there's a question like the similar where you have to use product quotient or chain rule, like those, remember those types of problems? Like the one we just did with Haley? That'd be one of those ones. So I'll just say product / quotient / chain rule. But remember, you now have lots of techniques to solve these. I just say differentiate. I don't specify how you have to do it. So it's up to you. As long as the math is real, then we're all good. So don't make up math. All right, so that's out of 3. Oh, tangent line problem. Those are pretty standard. I don't know. That's like a 2-mark question. I think I tie it to one of the other questions. All right, so there's that. What else? Oh, and then it's chapter 4 and 5. Everybody's favorite chapters, right? All right, so then you've got, well, there's a trig derivative. We should put that in there. I guess that's the last sort of thing. Trig derivatives. Sure. So trig derivatives, and then you enter the world of integration.
S, is there gonna be like 2
S?
derivatives? Is it 1 question?
Everybody really wants specifics here.
This is the final.
All right. Then you enter the world of integration. So there's going to be U sub. That's pretty standard. You don't have to do that. U sub. Like definite. So remember, in U sub definite, you can change the bounds as well if you want, or you can just keep them the same and sub back in. So remember how to do U sub. Yeah, there's that. There's a trig integral. And there's some sort of, what do I want to say?
Yeah, I feel like this is a trick.
Is it enough? Oh,
A lot of questions.
okay. Talia thinks it's enough.
Maybe go for more. Maybe add an optimization
Think
question on.
that if there's less marks, if you don't do one of them. There's like 8, 9 questions here for the wrong answer. We'll have fun, I guess.
Have fun.
Yeah, that's exactly my question. Are we gonna have time to finish this?
Yeah. Exponential.
What about exponential?
There'll be an integral. Integral of an exponential.
How many questions? How many marks?
I don't know. 3, 4. I don't know. I haven't even decided the marks yet. 3 or 4. How's that?
Wait, and for these 3, the last ones, is it? And also the 6. Are they connected in like 2 ideas? Or are they gonna be-
Probably.
So it's not just.
Yeah. I think that's it, except for Oh, 10, a nice round number.
How about do cloud cooling?
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Wait, there's
Just
no,
put it for
there's
Sarah.
no cooling just for his test. It's all good.
Curve sketching.
That's so very.
How many marks do you want it to be?
8. 8 mark. No, but then if we do it properly.
2.
2?
Well, like you do the whole curve sketch, like find the first derivative and second.
Oh, I'm not going to ask you to find the derivatives.
Oh,
I'm going to give you a bunch of information and ask you to sketch it. So it's a 6-mark question. I'm going to. Is it a 6? Yeah, whatever. It's 6 marks. I'm going to give you a bunch of information and you just have to interpret it. I'm not going to ask you to find the derivatives because that's going to turn into a long, long question. All right. So that's pretty much it. Now, I reserve the right to tweak it, but I will not change it very much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to tweak it. I'm going to tweak it because this is last year's final that we're talking about right now, but I'm going to tweak it a tiny bit. No, I'm just going to tailor it a little more to what we focused on. Every year, classes focus on slightly different stuff. So I'll tailor it a little more to focus on us, what we did. Right?
Yes, please. I beg you.
No. All right. That's it, Vina. Have fun. Have a nice weekend. See you.